In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on January 8, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Toronto Raptors versus New York Knicks. The Toronto Raptors will travel to Madison Square Garden on Wednesday night to face the New York Knicks in what promises to be an intriguing Eastern Conference clash. The Raptors currently sit in the bottom third of the Eastern Conference standings, having managed to secure only 8 wins in their first 36 games of the season. On the other hand, the Knicks, considered one of the stronger contenders to claim the Eastern Conference title this year, have performed admirably overall, boasting a solid 24-13 record. However, they find themselves in a slump, having dropped their last 3 consecutive games, which adds an air of unpredictability to this matchup. Heading into this game, the Raptors are fortunate to have their full roster available, which provides a rare moment of stability for the struggling team. Meanwhile, the Knicks are monitoring the statuses of Miles McBride and Karl Anthony Towns, both of whom are currently listed as questionable for the game. Despite being at full strength, the Raptors enter this contest as significant underdogs, which is not surprising given their poor form throughout the season. In contrast, the Knicks were on a strong run of form before suffering their recent skid of 3 losses, including a surprising upset against the Orlando Magic. The Knicks are heavily favored to dominate this matchup, especially given their success in covering spreads as significant favorites. In fact, New York has managed to cover the spread in 6 of their last 9 games when entering as a double-digit favorite. That said, their 3-game losing streak, coupled with the aforementioned upset loss to the Magic, introduces some doubt. Additionally, the Raptors have struggled to win outright games and cover spreads lately, yet they remain a profitable 20-15-1 against the spread this season. It's also worth noting that the Knicks might find themselves in a potential look-ahead situation, with games against the Oklahoma City Thunder and Milwaukee Bucks on the horizon. While I expect the Knicks to rebound and secure a much-needed victory at home, the outcome could be closer if the Knicks are shorthanded. So the Toronto Raptors to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The earlier matchups between the Knicks and Raptors this season suggest that scoring should not be an issue in this game. In the first 2 meetings, the Knicks averaged an impressive 125 points per game, while the Raptors contributed over 116 points per game themselves. There will likely be plenty of added motivation for certain Raptors players, notably R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley, who will be looking to perform well in front of their former home crowd. Additionally, the Raptors' fast-paced playing style, ranking 9th in the NBA for pace of play, will provide them with ample scoring opportunities throughout the contest. While the Knicks have built a reputation for strong defense in past seasons, they haven't been as effective on that end of the floor this year. However, their offensive capabilities have improved, which should contribute to what is expected to be a high-scoring game. The trend of high-scoring matchups is further supported by the fact that the over has hit in 5 of the Knicks' 8 games, where the total was set at 230 points or higher. Similarly, the Raptors' defense has been underwhelming, and the Knicks will likely capitalize on those defensive lapses for a strong offensive showing. Furthermore, the over is 9-6-1 in games where the Raptors played with a total set at 230 or higher. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Brooklyn Nets. Wednesday night's Eastern Conference matchup brings us to the bustling atmosphere of the Big Apple. The Detroit Pistons secured a narrow 118-115 victory over Portland on Monday night, successfully covering the -6.5 spread as home favorites. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets suffered a 113-99 defeat at home to Indiana, falling short as +11 underdogs. This contest marks the second of 3 scheduled meetings between these teams during the season. The Pistons remain shorthanded with both Jaden Ivey and Ausar Thompson unavailable, while the Nets have confirmed that D'Angelo Russell and Cameron Johnson will sit out, and Ben Simmons is listed as questionable. It's difficult to place trust in a team missing so many key players, especially when their scoring struggles prevent them from reaching 100 points in today's high-scoring NBA landscape. Brooklyn currently finds itself in that unenviable position. Detroit has already demonstrated defensive dominance over the Nets, holding them to just 92 points earlier this season at Barclays Center. A similarly strong defensive showing is expected in this rematch. Detroit's offense should flourish against a Nets defense that allows the highest field goal percentage in the league. Even if the Pistons experience shooting woes, their ability to secure offensive rebounds and draw fouls for extra scoring opportunities could tip the scales. Brooklyn's defensive issues have persisted all season and have only been exacerbated by injuries. When these teams first met earlier this season, Detroit emerged victorious with a decisive 106-92 win, despite being +3 underdogs. The trajectories of these two teams couldn't be more different at the moment. Brooklyn has been one of the league's weakest performers over the past month, struggling to generate consistent offense amidst significant injuries. In contrast, Detroit has been thriving, with Cade Cunningham stepping up as a bona fide leader for the team. His offensive leadership has opened up opportunities across the court for his teammates. Detroit's dominance on the glass in this matchup will be critical, and by minimizing turnovers, they should be able to control the game from start to finish. The Pistons are 2-2 straight up and 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games against Brooklyn, further bolstering their confidence heading into this game. The Nets have been unable to break the 100-point barrier in consecutive games and are no longer covering spreads with the same reliability they showed earlier in the season, going 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 outings. Meanwhile, the Pistons have won 8 of their last 10 games, covering the spread in 6 of those matchups. Detroit's defensive intensity has been a hallmark of their recent success, forcing opponents into mistakes and capitalizing on turnovers. If this upward trend continues, Detroit should secure both a victory and a cover against the faltering Nets, who are looking more like the struggling squad many anticipated at the season's outset. It's rare to say, but the Pistons have been playing excellent basketball lately, and they entered this matchup as clear favorites against a depleted and slumping Nets squad. The current line seems appropriate, so there's little reason to overanalyze. So the Detroit Pistons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Brooklyn is the slowest paced team in the league, according to NBA.com, and Detroit also operates at a relatively slow tempo. The team's November matchup ended with a combined score under 200 points, and this game is expected to follow a similar pattern. In their last 10 games, the Nets have failed to score 100 points in 5 contests. Even in the rare cases where they reached triple digits, they managed only 101 points. Brooklyn's current offensive struggles make it unlikely they'll significantly contribute to the scoreboard. Detroit's offense, while better, remains below average in several key metrics. Their first meeting resulted in a 198-point total, comfortably hitting the under against a projected 219-point line. For this rematch, the adjusted total still feels high given the offensive limitations on display, particularly for Brooklyn. The Nets rank 28th in the league in possessions per game, averaging just 100.7, and they've been held to under 100 points in 5 of their last 9 games. Their offensive woes are compounded by the absence of several top scorers. Detroit, while playing at a faster pace, has been inconsistent offensively, scoring 114 points or fewer in 3 of their last 6 games. Given Brooklyn's inability to generate meaningful offense, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Portland Trail Blazers versus New Orleans Pelicans. On Wednesday night, the Portland Trail Blazers are set to visit the Smoothie King Center for an away game against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Trail Blazers come into this matchup following a loss to the Detroit Pistons, while the Pelicans enter with some momentum after defeating the Washington Wizards. Both teams are navigating challenges this season, and this game presents an opportunity for each to recalibrate and aim for a stronger performance. The Trail Blazers remain undermanned with Jerami Grant officially ruled out and Denny Avdija listed as questionable for the game. On the other side, the Pelicans continue to cope with the absence of key players Trey Murphy and Brandon Ingram. Despite these setbacks, the Pelicans have leaned on C.J. McCollum, who has been delivering remarkable performances. 2 days after matching his career high of 50 points, McCollum once again led the scoring effort in Sunday's rematch against Washington. Over the last 5 games, he has been averaging an impressive 32 points, 5.6 three-pointers, 3.6 assists, and 3.4 rebounds. This stretch has given the Pelicans a chance to secure their first 3-game winning streak of the season. While Portland struggles defensively, ranking 27th in defending three-pointers and 28th in fast break points allowed, the Pelicans need this win to build confidence. Although missing Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram has been a challenge, the team's talent level suggests they should be performing better than their current tally of 7 wins. This matchup presents an interesting dynamic. While it's true that the Pelicans have struggled to secure wins this season and are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, the Trail Blazers have not been performing at a high level either. The Pelicans, having won 2 of their last 3 games, showed promise with a competitive performance against the Timberwolves just the day before. The return of Jose Alvarado and Zion Williamson has injected some much-needed energy into the team. Although the Pelicans season may be effectively over in terms of making a playoff push, the team is experiencing its best energy and optimism of the year, thanks to returning players and a renewed sense of excitement. Neither the Trail Blazers nor the Pelicans has been able to establish consistent momentum recently. While Portland continues to struggle, the Pelicans are beginning to show signs of life as they get healthier. This game remains a tricky one to predict, as neither team has been particularly reliable. However, the Pelicans appear to be in a better position to capitalize on their home court advantage and take down a Trail Blazers squad that is equally struggling. So the New Orleans Pelicans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When it comes to tempo, both teams rank near the middle of the league in pace heading into this Western Conference matchup. Unsurprisingly, their defensive shortcomings stand out, with both teams sitting near the bottom of the NBA in defensive rating. Portland's defensive woes are particularly glaring, as opponents are shooting an eye-popping 37.7% from three-point range against them, and they rank 28th in fast break points allowed, giving up an average of 19 per game. Additionally, the Trail Blazers are prone to turnovers, ranking 3rd worst in the league in that category, which often translates into easy scoring opportunities for their opponents. Considering these factors, this game has all the makings of a high-scoring contest. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.